What's good, everyone? This your main correspondent, Alan Taylor, and I'm back in the broadcast room yet again, always with another one. And yes, indeed, it is another one. So you see the title of the broadcast, and I would like to, first off, we're going to start like this. Yes, this mountain does exist. And the reason why I definitely can guarantee that this mountain exists, I'm a huge watcher of the History Channel. I always have been for decades now. And I watch a show on the History Channel used to come on called Ancient Aliens. And, this is a shout out to all my ancient aliens theorists out there. Yeah, I'm a nerd like that. Yeah, now you know. But yeah, though, they used to talk about on these episodes, on certain episodes, about these government mines, Iron Mountain, Mount Shasta, a couple other places in our country where they have mines underground and they store things there. I've been knew about this mountain decades ago. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to watch Ancient Aliens when they came on the History Channel and stuff like that. So I've been knew about this mountain. But at the end of the day, though, this is just being found out by a lot of you guys out here that we've had these mountains and we've had this storage facility technically since like the fucking late 40s, early 50s, since before a lot of us was born. So I'm gonna give you the rundown of what's really going on. I'm gonna show you now what's happening. And be honest with you, I'm amped to do this because I've been knowing about this going on with this mountain situation, and they doing all this storing stuff there. I've been knew about this. So, and all my other people out there that know about these mountains and stuff like that, you can call them conspiracy theories, whatever. But it's just the truth, though. These government mountains exist. They've been had these places for decades, almost a century. So we're gonna go here now. We're gonna check this out, guys. And let's listen up. Let's do this. Quarters, nickels, and dimes, people. And fair use, by the way. Fair use.
Underground is good for the records. We've got a constant temperature, a constant relative humidity, and the seasons don't change. A lot of folks, when they come here, perhaps yourself included, they have a preconceived notion. I'm going underground. The roof is going to be very low. There's going to be stalagmites and stalactites, and that's in a cave, certainly. This is a mine. So this is 100% man-made. And we try to create an office environment, a work environment that's going to be comfortable for the couple thousand folks that come here every day.
Right. So y'all seeing what's going on here now. You know what I'm saying? And when we get to the segment of the news segment where Elon is exposing this mine, this is Iron Mountain right now. When he's exposing where they're keeping our records and stuff like that, this is what's going on. This has been going on since the 50s. This is real.
Let us face, without panic, the reality of our times. The fact that atom bombs may someday be dropped on our cities.
It was at the peak of the Cold War. The Russians had the bomb. We had the bomb. Folks were concerned of nuclear attack. So the defense industry went to their primary defense contractor, who was U.S. Steel, and said that you should take precautions for the preservation of your vital information. So they set about the task of trying to find what was then called a hardened location underground and looked at dozens of mines that U.S. Steel operated and settled upon this one. The facility that we're in is enormous. We operate now in about 145 acres.
You got to think about this. This is 145 acres of space built underground in a mountain.
Acres. It's really like an underground city.
Right.
While we can't get into the details as to who the clients are, they certainly would include all of the major motion picture film studios, as well as the studios that maintain recorded sound. So if you listen to the radio or you're watching television or you go to the movies this weekend, there is an excellent chance that the originals or the masters would be stored underground at our facility. Our clients come here because they're looking for the protection of their information. They want it to be safe and secure, and we try to maintain, and they enjoy that quiet enjoyment of the facility.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop here and we're gonna move forward. But the thing of it is, y'all get the logistics of the situation. Now he said something about the film industry and stuff like that. Okay, fine, cool. But also, this is a government facility, low key. So you know what I'm saying? They storing government records there too. Cut the crap out. This is dead serious right here. I'm glad that Elon popped this up because I've been knew about this mountain. Wow, man. I'm so glad this is coming up. I'm so happy to report on this. Y'all just don't understand. I've been knew about this mountain decades ago, bruh. Like seriously, watching Ancient Aliens. Yeah, man, on History Channel. They talk about all this stuff. All right, so we're gonna go here right now.
Doge and Elon Musk have just exposed a decades-old underground mine. You're looking at it. It's in Boyers, Pennsylvania, and seemingly it's in the middle of nowhere. But it's where the United States federal government stores and processes retirement applications. Here's how Elon Musk described it.
And as y'all just clearly saw from the video I showed you in the previous video, they store more there than just government records. Elon discovered that government records are there. Like I told you, this is a government facility. They also are storing film information, other things there too. He didn't go deep into detail. They're not going to do that on the segment I just showed you. But let's keep going.
There's a limestone mine where we store all the retirement paperwork. And you look at a picture of this mine. We'll post some pictures afterwards. And this mine looks like something out of the 50s because it was started in 1955. So it looks like it's like a time warp. And then the speed, the limiting factor is the speed at which the mine shaft elevator can move determines how many people can retire from the federal government. And the elevator breaks down sometimes, and then nobody can retire. Doesn't that sound crazy?
You just heard what he said. But then you heard the dude in the previous video I showed you got 150 acres that's underground. 150 acres is not just some peanuts.
And what the French toast is there to think about?
Now he said 150 acres, but you got to think about this too. Let's just keep this real. Now he ain't finna tell you the whole scale. And because it's important that he doesn't do that. It'll give you the 150 acres. But you got to think about this though. This mine has been existing since the 50s. Don't you think they would expand on this mine underground? It's a whole salt mine. So, you know what I'm saying? In a mountain. So, you know, come on now. It's way more than 150 acres by now. Way more. You probably looking at out maybe by now with their mining, maybe I give a rough estimate of maybe 400 acres up under that ground, right up under that mountain.
There's like 1,000 people that work on this.
Wow. Now, a group of anonymous employees told the Butler Eagle from the Office of Personnel Management that they don't have an elevator, but nonetheless, look at these pictures. This is stunning. All of the paperwork stored right here. It looks like a time.
What did I just show y'all in the previous segment? The previous video I showed you was made four years ago. That was 4 years ago on the first video I just showed you guys. That was 4 years ago. This is today. Hold on. This is just 7 hours ago.
Time warp. And you could see inside this facility, these massive columns of limestone that's holding it all up. Millions of paper files are stored right here. And according to Doge, every month, the facility takes about 10,000 applications for retirements and then sorts through them entirely by hand. Now, it's unbelievable that the government of the world's foremost superpower processes retirement applications 230 feet underground. There's one person who is not surprised by it, and he's sitting in the middle of our couch, and his name is Jason Chaffetz.
I got to tell you, there are a lot of storage facilities like this, and corporate America uses them all the time. But the idea that you have to do this by hand, that it's not automated is ridiculous. Right. Elon Musk is 110% right. But if you want a secure facility that is temperature controlled, impervious to people getting in, a lot of caves are used throughout the country for corporate.
What did the dude just say in the previous video?
And what the French toast is there to think about?
Come on, people. Y'all got to wake up. I didn't get into that ancient alien shit just for no reason. Not just for the aliens. My thought process is vast. I'm very open-minded with a lot of things that, go on this planet and have in ancient history. But that's neither here nor there right now. The thing of this is yes, this mountain does exist, has been for quite some time. And we have at least a dozen other mountains like that in America. Play with it. Play with it. The government has these places hemmed up like this. You can't get to them. Carry your ass out to Area 51 and think you're going to get up in there. It's a real place.
In America. But this is not the first. Elon Musk, welcome to the show, because we've been talking about this for a while. Do you know in the military, they actually process rank advancements and pay increases with punch cards? They literally could not. They had to keep these like 80-year-old people employed because they were the only ones who knew how to fix the machines.
So the Washington Post did a deep dive on this, Kaylee, and it's fascinating. It talks about how some of these workers are depressed because they don't have windows. I don't blame them. I would be too. They order pizza down to the mine. It's really interesting. But here's what WAPO found. They said this: held up by all that paperwork in the mine, runs as slowly now as it did in 1977. During the past 30 years, administrations have spent more than $100 million trying to automate the old-fashioned process in the mine and make it run at the speed of computers. They could not. Well, I know one man who can. Maybe it's the guy who sends rockets to space with SpaceX.
And what's always telling is that you don't see.
That's definitely true. And I believe that Elon could. But to allow Elon Musk to upgrade that system would mean that he will be let in on a lot of deep, dark information that I don't think that they are willing to let him in on right now. Those people that work underground, they're sworn to a certain secrecy that we have no idea about. I'm telling you right now, there are things underground that, we as the United States government has been keeping secret. Listen, look, this particular mine has been ongoing since the 50s, let alone all the other mines that are in the United States. Mount Cheyenne, look it up. Look, man, come on, man. I'm telling you.
See any of the Democrats or the bureaucrats who are defending these programs, they never defend them on the merits. They never say, well, it's good that we keep all of our retirement paperwork 230 feet under the ground for these very specific reasons. Or no, it's very good that we sent $50 million of a condom shipment to wherever in the world because of these very specific reasons. Their only argument is that it is bad that Elon Musk is trying to change it for unspecified reasons. Well, that's not a very good explanation here, because if you can't defend something on the merits, then what is the point of keeping things as is? Why can Elon Musk not come in and try and update these systems, change things to make them more efficient and more efficient for the American taxpayer?
Because it's more information down there in their minds than just our taxpayer information and stuff like that, and the little things that, the little movie stuff that I showed you that guy talked about in the previous segment. It's more down there. And to be honest with you, man, it just is what it is. It's just like the Vatican. It's so much hidden under the Vatican. The reason why they have so much tight security at the Vatican, and they don't want too many people down there, and things like that. It's information down there about the history of this planet that nobody wants to really talk about. Now, like I said, that's neither here nor there. That's a whole nother video at a whole nother channel. I'm just being honest.
And what the French toast is there to think about?
That's a whole nother situation. But I'm telling you right now, this is the reason why They didn't want Trump doing all this Doge and all this type of stuff, allowing Elon to dig too deep and stuff like that. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a huge problem. They're about to uncover too much shit if they allow Elon to dig too deep into this damn mountain. I'm telling you right now.
And on efficiency, Jason Chaffetz, you flagged this for us. I do want to play it. It's something that you found out about floppy disks.
This is an 8-inch floppy disk. It takes 3.2 million of these to equal one flash drive.
Right.
So you can go get a flash drive down, at Best Buy, or you can get 3.2 million of these to get the same amount of data stored. And this is still what the Department of Defense is using.
Quite a visual.
It is absolutely stunning.
And to be honest with you, though, I'm going to tell you something, too. The reason why they're still using this information, this technology right here. Hold on. Let me show you guys. The reason why they're still using this technology right here is because it's outdated. The normies on the outside, we can't use this technology anymore. It's been taken away from all of us. We can't use those type of floppy disks and stuff like that no more. So it benefits them to keep things stored on that type of technology, to where the normies, us out here, we cannot use this at all. We don't have the older technology even more to use that. We've been stripped of that. They can only use that. And yeah, they keep reproducing these things. Don't get it twisted. They can still make those type of floppy disks. We can't in the normal world out here above ground. We can't do this anymore. We can't plug this in. So by using older technology, they're able to keep more information away from us because we're being forced into newer technology, which eliminates the older technology, but they still are using older technology to do their will.
And what the French toast is there to think about?
Amount of data stored. And this is still what the Department of Defense is using.
Quite a visual.
It is absolutely stunning. I went on an AWACS airplane to go check it out. This was 2010. They were excited because they were just now installing Windows 95.
Yeah.
So to put out a bounty, let's go find out the most arcane system out there. I guarantee you there are places in the administration still using Windows 95.
Yeah, but those were not the windows they were looking at in the dungeon.
Yeah.
They wanted real
Different.
windows. Look, two things hit me. There is probably a sea of litigants out there who have been waiting for their retirements to be processed. They're hand counting 10,000 a year. And for 1 year, we looked at the number that they did was a little bit more than 7,000. I mean, not only is it inefficient, it's cruel.
Yeah.
Like if you're waiting.
Inefficient and cruel. But the thing of this is that they have to listen, look, these people, the retirement situation, like they said, it processes certain levels and things like that. Money only goes to certain levels. And at the end of the day, though, the politicians, all the tops, they getting certain money and stuff like that. So they can't release certain money to retirement and stuff like that after until a certain point because they're getting paid. It's all about the dollars. Like I always say, follow the damn money.
And what the French toast is there to think about?
Follow the money. They can't, they're not going to do that. So they're going to keep, playing this little level game, like they said about the levels of the elevator that goes and who could retire and who can't. They're going to keep playing that game because they're sucking off the top. And then at the same time, though, too, eventually they'll have to, move the elevator, quote unquote, to make sure that they keep the system kind of going to keep the people appeased. So it just is what it is.
Waiting to retire, and you need that process after you spent your whole life doing something for the federal government, and they're so inefficient that they can't even thank you properly. And if you think thank you shouldn't come with money, I don't know what planet you live on. The other thing why are they quibbling over whether or not it's an elevator or a lift pulley system? That's the only thing that comes up.
Yeah.
Like, I want to quibble over how we move the paperwork. No, I want to quibble over why it's in the basement. Like,
I'm sorry, but I'm gonna tell y'all too. It's not that they're not efficient. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ms. Faulkner. But it's not that they are efficient. They are efficient in regulating that money to make sure people who get the money get their money before everybody else get theirs. Seriously.
So what the French toast is there to
They
think
are
about?
efficient. They've been efficient of lining their own pockets. Think about that. What I just said. Yes, to us, that's not efficient. But to them, that's efficient of them getting the bag. Come on, people. Come on.
at least it's limestone, and that can pull out a little bit of the humidity. But is that why it's in the basement? 1,000 people? And are they on the list of retirement? Because then you got double jeopardy. I think there are going to be some people who come out of the woodwork and say, I've been waiting for my retirement to be processed, and now I know why it hasn't been.
Yeah, guys, with all due respect for obviously that wonderful company that does that and those employees working really hard, the issue is not the cave. The issue is not the situs. It's the antiquated system. And when they say we've spent $100 million trying to automate it, but they couldn't, well, it wasn't lack of funding. It's the lack of ingenuity, and it's the lack of leadership saying this will be executed. When we think about our medical records, those have all been digitized. We know now, I'm sure, with all of our healthcare, like you have to log on to a portal now. Law firms, the same. Why not the federal government?
It's all been digitized on the surface. Up top, it's been digitized. Up top, it's been, you know what I'm saying, pushed into the new age. But it's only so much information that is. Like I just showed you guys. They're using old floppy disks and stuff like that underground. And they're going to keep doing that. They've been doing that since the fucking 50s. You know, how many billions upon billions of floppy disks do they have in store down there? Of information of most of the human beings that have lived in America. We have to really think this thing through. Like I keep saying, it's not that at the end of the day, they're pushing the top surface into different technology, but they're using old technology under the surface to keep maintenance on us.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
We can't keep those records. We don't have the technology to use that ancient technology anymore.
When I think about the security of this facility, the use of the caves, the protection of data privacy, well, I laugh at the fact that my information among the 92 million Americans whose information was breached during the OPM hack of the government. The point is that this type of mountain is not needed because A, we get breached anyway, or at least we did under the prior administration.
That's right.
And B, that this isn't the kind of paperwork that the CIA needs to preserve. This is exactly what should be automated. To your point, the outrageous shrieks about this should be about what was uncovered. It should not be about the messenger, and it should not be about the attempts to change it. Because at the end of the day, if we want that security of our federal workforce, the safety of our brave warfighters in uniform, then we have to get with the times.
Yeah.
I would just add, we have to hang on to paperwork for the Internal Revenue, the IRS, Internal Revenue Service, for 7 years. They've had stuff down there for decades.
Yeah.
So if we have to keep up with a shorter time, I'm just wondering, what are they hanging on to?
And it is a balance, though, because we know computer systems can fail and be hacked. So having paper records has some efficacy. But regardless, I want to go down in the cave. That is a very exciting looking cave.
Sorry, they're not going to let you down there, baby.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
They're not going to let you down there. Why you think all these, judges, they try to put certain things in place and stuff like that to stop Doge and all this type of stuff? These people know what's going on with these secret mountains and all this other type of stuff. They been knew all this stuff. Man, y'all, man, I'm telling y'all now, it is what it is. Now, y'all can sit there and think I'm just, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. Okay, then, shit, I'm showing you right now. It is what it is. they've been had records on American citizens for decades now. This is just the facts. And I'm glad this popped up about the Iron Mountain, because I've been knew about the Iron Mountain. Man, wow. Now it's all coming full circle for me, because at the end of the day, though, I've been knew about this information and stuff like that. It is what it is at that point. But no, though. And that's that. So they're using old technology underground to keep us in line, that on the surface, we don't even have the technology to even tap into the information tap into the information or the knowledge that they have underground. We don't have it no more, because they didn't phased us out of it on the surface. So they're using old technology, which, I'm sorry though, that's smart. Let's just think this shit through.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
Just think this through. People, think this through. Wow. Yes, think this through. If I'm pushing this, if I got tremendous amounts of knowledge underground from centuries and decades and stuff like that, why wouldn't I want to keep it at a certain place to where the surface society couldn't even get hold to that information, because they don't even have the technology to use floppy disk and use these things and stuff like that. We can't use those floppy disks on the surface. You don't even have the computers or none of that stuff to even input that in on the surface. This is all underground stuff, man. This is wow. Listen, look, Elon just uncovered something. This is the reason why the whole administration is they trying so hard to stop this stuff. For real though, not only Iron Mountain is under siege for information that we need to know and stuff like that. It's plenty of other places in the United States that they've been holding information and technology and all types of stuff. Man, this is crazy out here, but it is what it is though. Shout out to all my subscribers. Mad love to y'all. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell to be notified whenever I decide to post things. And like I always say,
and that, my friends, is the bottom line.
That, my friends, is the bottom line.